Act 3, Scene 4. This scene takes place later on that night. Paris is visiting the Capulet household, specifically talking to Lord and Lady Capulet about marrying Juliet. Juliet is unaware this conversation is taking place. She is still mourning Tybalt's death in her bedroom.
Many apologies, dear Paris. We haven't had time to discuss your marriage proposal with Juliet further, with Tybalt being killed. You see, she loved her cousin very much, as we all did. It's late. She'll not come down tonight. I'd be in bed an hour ago if you weren't here.
I completely understand, my lord. It's not polite for me to bother you about Juliet during your difficult time. Madam, good night. Please give my compliments to your daughter.
I will, and I'll know her decision early tomorrow. Tonight, she's still grieving over Tybalt.
Just a moment, sir. I rule over my child, and I will make her decision for her. Juliet listens to me, so I'll encourage her to marry you. I have no doubt she will be your bride. This will cheer her up indeed. Wife, go to her before you go to bed. Tell her about Paris's intentions, and also tell her that Wednesday... Wait, what day is this?
Monday, my lord.
Monday. Yes. Well, Wednesday is too soon. Let's say Thursday. Yes. On Thursday, Juliet shall be married to this noble earl. Will you be ready, dear Paris? Do you approve of this quick action? We won't make it a big affair, just a friend or two, because with Tybalt being killed so recently, some people might think it's too soon if we make a big fuss out of this wedding. Therefore, we'll just have a dozen or so friends over and leave it at that. What do you say to Thursday?
My lord, I wish Thursday was tomorrow.
Well, we'll see you Thursday then.
Paris leaves. Lord Capulet turns to Lady Capulet.
Go, wife, to Juliet before you go to bed. Prepare her, wife, with this wedding day in mind. Put lights in my bedroom. I'm staying up all night, preparing for this wedding.
Act 3, Scene 5. This scene takes place in Juliet's bedroom. It is nearly sunrise, and Romeo and Juliet are beginning to wake up after their wedding night. It is now Tuesday morning. Romeo starts to awake and rise.
Must you go? It's not day yet? It was the nightingale and not the lark you heard. Believe me, love, it was the nightingale.
It was the lark signaling the morning. Look, my love, how rays of the sun are beginning to show through the clouds in the east. The stars are gone. I must be gone and live, or stay and die.
Those rays of light are not from the sun. They're from a meteor that raced through the sky. Therefore, stay a little longer, please.
Let me be arrested and put to death, if that's what you want. It's just the moon's light I see, and I must have heard the nightingale, not the lark. I'd much rather stay than leave. Come, death, and welcome. Juliet wished me to stay.
Romeo and Juliet embrace and kiss.
It is. Go now. Be gone. Go. It was a lark singing, and you must go now. It's getting much lighter outside now.
The lighter it gets, the darker my sorrows grow.
Madam!
Nurse?
Your mother is coming. It's daybreak. Get Romeo out of here.
Romeo and Juliet stand, deeply saddened. Romeo climbs out of her window. They hold hands.
How ironic that my window lets daylight in as it lets light go out.
Goodbye, goodbye. One kiss and I'll climb down.
They embrace, kiss, and Romeo finally climbs down.
I'm saddened to see you leave, my husband. I must hear from you every day by the hour. I feel like I'll be much older when I see you again.
Farewell. I'll write you every day, my love.
Romeo, do you think we'll ever meet again?
I have no doubt. After we are reunited, we'll be laughing about these sad times.
Oh my goodness! I have a premonition. I see you at the bottom of a tomb. Either my eyesight is failing or you look pale.
Believe me, love, your eyes are tricking you. I will return. Goodbye, goodbye.
Romeo leaves as Lady Capulet enters.
Daughter, where are you?
Who's that calling? My mother? Did she go to bed late, or is she just up this early? Why is she here?
Juliet goes into her room and throws herself on the bed crying.
What's the matter, dear?
Madam, I am not well.
Still weeping for Tybalt? You can't bring him back with your crying. Therefore, cry no more. Grieve in moderation. Too much grieving is foolish.
Please, just let me cry.
It won't help Tybalt.
I am hurting and cannot stop crying on demand.
Well, my girl, you should be weeping for the villain that killed Tybalt.
What villain?
That villain Romeo.
Thank God that villain's many miles from here. God forgive him. I do, with all of my heart.
Well, I do not. It's a sin that the traitor is still living.
Yes, Mother, but he is beyond our reach. I wish I could avenge Tybalt's death.
Oh, we'll have our vengeance. Don't worry about that. Weep no more. I'll secretly send someone to Mantua who will poison him. He'll soon be keeping Tybalt company.
Indeed, I'll never be satisfied with Romeo till I see him dead.
It is hard for her to say these words, but she must, so her mother does not suspect anything.
Madam, make it so strong that he'll die quickly and sweetly. Oh, how I wish I could be the one that gave him that poison.
Don't worry, my dear. I'll take care of it. Anyway, no more talk of sad things. I am bringing good news for you this morning.
Good news is welcome during these sad times. Please tell me, Mother.
Well, you have a caring father, one who has arranged a surprise to help get you out of this sad mood.
Wow, what is it?
Well, today is Tuesday. On Thursday morning, at St. Peter's Church, the valiant Paris shall make you his bride.
He will not make me a happy bride. I'm amazed at this haste that I must marry a man who hasn't even dated me. With respect, tell my father I thank him for his thoughtfulness, but I will not marry yet. And when I do, I swear it will be to Romeo, who you know I hate, rather than Paris. This is awful news.
She sits down and begins to cry. Lord Capulet and the nurse come into Juliet's room.
Here's your father now. You tell him and see how he takes it.
Are you still crying for my nephew? You must calm yourself. How about it, wife? Have you told her of my decision?
Yes, sir. She thanks you, but she'll have none of it. I wish this fool was married to her grave.
Hold on, I'm not following you. What do you mean, she'll have none of it? Does she not thank us? Isn't she proud to marry such a fine young gentleman? Doesn't she think herself fortunate that we have found such a good catch?
I'm not proud that you have found Paris, but I am grateful for your gesture, Father. I could never be proud of what I hate. I am grateful because you did this out of love for me.
What's this? What's this? What's this proud and thank you and no thanks and not proud? You smart aleck girl, I don't accept your thanks. Get your disrespectful rear end to St. Peter's Church on Thursday, or I'll drag you there myself. Ah, you sick-looking wench. Get away from me, you coward. You sicken me.
Calm down, calm down. Have you lost your senses?
Dear Father, I beg you on my knees, have patience while I say one word.
You hussy! You disobedient, vile girl! I'll tell you one thing. Get to church on Thursday, or never look me in the face again. Don't you dare say anything. Don't reply. Wife, I thought we were lucky to have this only child, but now I realize she is one too many. We've been cursed having her. She's a worthless creature.
God in heaven bless her. You are to blame, my lord, for shouting at her like that.
Excuse me, miss. Know-it-all. Hold your tongue, big mouth. Go and gossip with your old ladies group.
I'm not being disloyal to you.
Get out of here, now!
Can I not speak?
Shut up, you mumbling fool. Save your sermons for the old ladies' sewing circle. I don't want to hear you right now.
You're getting too worked up. Calm down.
I'm furious. Day and night, hour by hour, minute by minute, my number one concern has been to find Juliet a good husband. And now that I've provided a good gentleman from a noble family, my wretched, puking, whining idiot of a daughter says, I don't want to marry. I can't love. I'm too young. Please excuse me. What a crybaby. Earn your keep here in my house, or you won't live here any longer. You'd better think hard on it. I'm not joking. If you're truly my daughter, I will marry you off to my friend. If not, you can hang, beg, starve, die in the streets for all I care. I'll never recognize you as my daughter or leave you anything in my will. You can be sure about that. I won't change my mind, so you'd better change yours.
Oh no, what am I going to do? Please, Mother, don't leave me. Help me by postponing the marriage for a week, month, whatever you can, or else prepare to bury me alongside Tybalt.
Don't you dare talk to me. I'm not saying a word. Do as you wish. I'm done with you.
Lady Capulet storms off, leaving Juliet alone with the nurse.
Oh, my nurse, how can this be stopped? My husband is alive. I am his wife. I cannot marry another. Comfort me. Advise me. What do you say? Do you have any cheerful words for me? Please give me comfort, nurse.
Here it is. Romeo is banished, and it's a safe bet he'll never return to claim you as his wife. Or if he does, he'll have to do it secretly. I think it's best to marry Paris. He's a lovely gentleman. Romeo's nothing compared to Paris. I think this second marriage is better than your first. Even if it wasn't, your first husband's as good as dead since he's banished.
Are you being serious?
Yes, my dear, from my very heart.
Juliet realizes that the nurse, her only hope, has betrayed her. As a result, she knows she can no longer trust the nurse.
Amen to that.
What?
You've been a great comfort to me, nurse. Go and tell my mother that I'm going to Friar Lawrence's cell to make confession and ask him to forgive my sins of disobeying my father.
Yes, indeed. This is very smart, Juliet.
The nurse goes to kiss Juliet on the head, but Juliet jerks away, still upset over the nurse's betrayal.
Go,
The nurse goes, leaving Juliet alone.
you old devil, you wicked fiend. Which is more sinful, telling me to marry Paris or talking badly about Romeo when you have praised him so many times? Leave me alone, my former advisor. I'll never confide in you again. I'll go see the friar and get his advice. If all else fails, I'll kill myself.